Hi guys, and welcome back to day 2 of the Elevated Coach Challenge. I'm so excited that you're back because the truth is a lot of people talk about their visions, their desires, their hopes, their aspirations, but when it comes time to actually show up, we think of all of the excuses and allow limiting beliefs and things in life and all the things to kind of get in our way. And so you being here again is a big freaking deal. So I just want to send a virtual round of applause to honor that. Today is one of my most exciting days. I mean, all of them are super, super exciting, but EFT is something near and dear to my heart. And we're going to learn all about emotional freedom techniques, AKA EFT or tapping today. And we're actually going to do a tapping session where we tap into your abundance, the abundance that you desire and deserve. So I'm super pumped. I'm super excited. And I trust that you are as well. So for those that are new to EFT is also, it comes from the premise of psychological acupressure. So with acupressure, there's pressure points on your body. EFT is actually really, really powerful because it doesn't require medical attention. It's actually a modality or tool or technique that you can take back into your own hands. And I love EFT. It was developed by Gary Craig in the 1990s, and it was based on his work and studies around thought field therapy. EFT has been a staple of mine in my routine for, oh my goodness, probably at least 5 or so years. And I actually use it with my daughters, my youngest who runs track. I actually tap with her before every single session. Tapping is something that I use every single morning. Even before this session, I started to kind of feel a little bit of a headache coming on. I tapped. It has become such a staple of mine. And I love, love, love tapping. And I'm really excited to be able to tap with you today. So a lot of people will ask if you're familiar with tapping. Maybe you've seen it. Someone did it on Instagram, or I have a whole Instagram series where I tap. You may have seen it on YouTube. You may have heard people talk about it. And people don't always understand, when do we tap? When should we lean into tapping? How do we make that work? But when you tap, you essentially are going to tap when you have an emotionally charged feeling coming up. So it could be you're feeling sad, you're feeling angry, you're feeling distressed, you're feeling hurt or whatever. So maybe you read something online that triggered that, okay? Or maybe you're dealing with some kind of energy shift in your body. So like I mentioned, I tapped earlier for a headache, right? Or it could be that you're wanting to tap into something, which is what we're really going to be working on today when we tap in to abundance, which I hope that you're so excited because I really, really am. So some of the amazing benefits for tapping, and really the list is endless because they're still studying it. They're still doing a ton of research on it. But some of the benefits include that it improves your health because you can use tapping for physical ailments and the like. It balances your energy. And if you're new to this energetic space, I cannot stress enough. I remember when I would hear this and I would think it was super woo or super out there, but energy is everything. I don't know if you've ever walked into a room and you're like, man, I just feel off, or it feels like something feels different. I can't place my finger on why things don't feel right. That's energy, and energy doesn't lie. When you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, it's your energy carrying over from something that's been kind of going through your body, okay? And we have these different meridian points on our body that hold energy, and with tapping, we're able to move them through our body. We're able to move them out, and that's why it becomes so powerful, because it really balances and levels your energy. It allows you to take control of your mental health. So on my personal development journey, one thing that I became extremely passionate about is learning how to do certain things to me, right? Because I don't always have access to a counselor, or always have access to a coach, or always have access to an accountability partner or anything like that. So I wanted to learn, how can I start utilizing different modalities on myself as well? And this is why I love tapping, because not only will you be able to experience it yourself today, you're also going to start seeing that there's different ways you can use this with your clients. There's a lot of creative ways. And even inside the Elevate Method certification program, I talk about different ways you can bundle tapping sessions to really support your clients. So it can be a health session. It can be an energy healing session. It could just be a general business coaching session, and you're tapping out limiting beliefs. But there's a lot of ways that you can use tapping in your personal life as well as in your work as a coach and as a healer. With tapping, the results are rapid. So literally when you tune into tap, you feel that shift, and you feel that shift instantly, which is what I really, really love. And tapping is easily customizable. So I shared with you a script for the tapping session. that I just made for this tapping session, but you don't necessarily have to use a script. You can like lean into like what feels aligned, what feels good. If there's an emotion that comes up for me, I never really use scripts. For me, I'll tune in and I'll say, okay, I'm feeling, fearful. What am I feeling fearful about? Oh, I'm feeling fearful about this. And I'll tap through. And as those emotions come, I just start talking. And it's really interesting. The further I've gotten into tapping, the more I've realized that like, my body knows. And that I don't have to look for an external reason all the time. I can tune in and dig deep and hold space for my body to show up and talk to me and share what it is that's blocking me, share where I'm struggling with different thoughts or beliefs or blockages and energy. And that's what I love about it, is that it becomes easily customizable to match you where you're at with what you're facing and what you're dealing with. So when we think of the old school TVs, I have like one of those old school TVs. And for those that may be younger than me and don't know what this is, these are the old school TVs. And essentially, if you messed with one little cord on that TV, if you messed with those little antennas, you messed with one thing, all of a sudden the screen would go fuzzy, and it would get super, super fuzzy. That's the same thing that happens inside of our body when we have a disruption. It could be a limiting belief. It could be a block. It could be some form of self-sabotage. It could be an energy shifting in our environment, and we're carrying that energy as an empath like I am, or a highly sensitive person. It could be any level of disruption that happens in our body. It disrupts our energy system, right? And then we feel blocked, we feel overwhelmed, we feel these heavy emotions. I mean, how many times have you had, and I have this happen often, where I'll say, I feel angry and I can't figure out why, or I feel like something's bothering me and I can't figure out why. It's energy. Energy doesn't lie. And that's what I love about like leaning in and learning my body. These modalities that I've learned, such as tapping, neurolinguistic programming, hypnotherapy, human design, all of these things that I've learned on my personal development journey have helped me to really see like there's a lot of knowing in my body. I don't always have to seek the answers outside of me, and energy doesn't lie. And when I can tune into my energy, I have a lot to learn from it, but I also don't have to have stale energy. If you think about it, anything still eventually kind of becomes stagnant, or it becomes stale. I remember recently I had my diffuser, and I use my diffuser a lot, and I left some water in there for, I don't know, maybe a week or something. I hadn't used it. I was out of town coming back in. And then when I got back, I used it, and I had the nastiest smell in my room, like could not get rid of it. And I couldn't figure out why. So I'm walking around, I'm trying to smell things. I'm like, did I leave some? It smelled like milk. And I remember when my daughter was little, I left her milk bottle in my car and didn't know, like rolled under my seat. And that's what it kept reminding me of. And I'm super OCD, like super organized, super clean. And I'm like, ew, the smell would not go away. Finally, I'm just like literally sniffing every single thing in my room. And I get over where my diffuser is, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's my diffuser. I'm like, I wonder if the oil is stale. I open it, and the water had almost like this brown color to it. And I realized that the oil had kind of congealed, and then mixed with the water, it just kind of got a nasty smell. And it's interesting because still things become stale or become toxic. Think about it. Even water has to move downstream. It has to release itself. It has to free itself. It can't just be still. Same thing with us. We are designed to move towards something new, to move towards something bigger. And when we become still, it becomes toxic. We become stagnant. We become frustrated. We become resentful. And we feel this tug to desire more. It's the same thing with our energy. When we're not moving our energy through our body, it becomes toxic, becomes poison to our body. And this is why we deal with the irritability, the frustration, the headaches, and even other medical ailments, because we're not effectively moving the energy through our body the way that we should be. Okay. So with tapping, you go through a series of, you go through a sequence, right? So you go through a sequence of tapping out like negative beliefs, and I'll walk you through all of that. And then you go through suggestions where you're tapping in positive suggestions, positive things. With tapping, the thing that is really important to understand is you're going to want to be, the premise is to move energy. And as we're moving energy, this may mean that you actually feel yourself moving energy. Some people feel tired. Some people feel pressure. I've had people burp. I've had people cough. I've had people cry. None of it is a bad reaction, especially if it's your first time. It's your body's first opportunity to start being able to effectively move that energy, because you want to call in and you want to make room for more things. I don't know about you, but like, have you ever cleaned out your closet and then all of a sudden you like, automatically start calling in like more clothes. You find a new shirt that you want to order and a sweater and some bomb boots and some cute earrings and whatever. You're making more room. And so that's what you're doing with your energy. You're clearing things out to make room to bring in the things that you want. Okay. Here's the thing. Whatever your subconscious mind holds is what it's going to be drawn towards. So when we have those blocks, when we have those barriers, when we have those limiting beliefs, when we have that form of self-sabotage, we're actually creating more of the things that we don't want. And EFT helps us to address all of the things that are blocking us and then replace it with things that allow us to call in the things that we want. So again, we have these meridian points, and these are from like acupressure. This is where it's based from. But we have the meridian points, and we tap through them and we name the thoughts that are coming up. Like, I feel so blocked when it comes to money. It feels like making money is hard. Why does money feel so complicated, right? And we go through and we tap out the negative suggestions, and then we tap in the positive statements instead, the things that we want to feel, the things that we desire to feel, the things that we desire our life and our mind and our body to draw us towards, okay? And we always start off with the setup point. A lot of older videos will say karate chop point, but to ensure that we are being inclusive and not, of course, ever being offensive, I refer to this as the setup point. And that's really, really important to me. So we start with the setup point, and then we move to the different meridian points on our body, and we move that energy out, and then we replace it with positive, uplifting suggestions that are going to make you feel amazing, all right? So what we're getting ready to do is we are getting ready to actually tap, which I'm really excited about. Like, oh my gosh, I could not be more excited about it. As we begin to tap, or before we begin to tap, what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to get in touch with your feelings, your thoughts, your beliefs, all about abundance. What do you believe about abundance? Is this a word that triggers you? I know for me, when I started in this space and I would hear people talk about quantum leaps, I felt triggered because I'm like, why do some people get quantum leaps, but some people don't? Where manifestation was a really big trigger for me because I was always taught that like having money was bad, when I didn't really realize that like the Bible doesn't say having money is bad, right? It says the love of money is bad. When you prioritize or idolize money, it becomes bad. But we need money to do good things, right? In order for me to have the impact I have, I got to be able to call in abundance to be able to serve you guys at a greater or a deeper level. And so I had to really reframe a lot of my beliefs around what abundance, manifestation, and quantum leaps mean. So what feelings come up for you as I say that? What feelings come up for you as I say, like, money is available for you? It's your birthright. You're worthy of money. Money flows to you easily and effortlessly. What are the feelings that are coming up for you as you're considering that, okay? And then I want you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, okay? 10 being like, Dr. Nicolia, oh my gosh, money is not available for me. I do not feel like I can have it. Girl, you are straight tripping to think that that's something that's available for me. That must be something that's, available for you, but that can't come from me, that kind of thing. All the way down to a 1 being like, nah, I can call in money. I know I'm a money manifestation magnet. I can call in money easily and effortlessly. It flows into my life endlessly. Money is attracted to me and I love money or whatever. Like, that's a 1. And a 10 is like, no, I feel super blocked. I don't feel like this is able to be available for me. I don't feel like this is something that's possible for me. All right. Now I want you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. The reason that this is important is because we're essentially going to check in with where you're at as we continue to move you down the scale. My ultimate goal is to get you around a 2 or so. And it would be great if I can get you to a 0. But the good thing is you'll be able to rewind this or even pause it after you learn the process and the order to really tap in what feels aligned for you, what feels good for you, what's coming up for you, what's feeling blocked for you, what do you desire, that sort of thing. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to tap. Again, the points that we're going to tap with, we'll start with your head, your eyebrow, the side of your eye, under your nose, under your chin, or on your chin, your collarbone, and then right where you would like kind of where your bra strap is at. And then we'll kind of tap out the negative suggestions, and then we'll tap in the positive suggestions, okay? And I'll be checking in with you as we go through. But remember, there's no one watching you, don't need to perform. Your job is just to really tune in and pay attention to your body and just trust the process. Trust that your body is all knowing, and trust that you can break free of the hold that your beliefs around abundance have on you. Okay. So I'm really, really excited. What I'm going to have you all do is I'm going to have you go ahead and take one deep breath in and breathe out. And I want you to just keep breathing. And I want you to just feel either the chair or the floor or the couch under your butt. And I want you to know that you are totally safe. You are being held. You are cared about. You are loved. It's safe for you to have the beliefs that you have currently. At some point, those thoughts and those beliefs protected you. And right here and right now, they're teaching you. But the good news is you don't have to hold on to those beliefs any longer. And we're going to work to instill new beliefs that align with the success that you desire and deserve. So go ahead and take 2 more deep breaths. Trusting the process, trusting the timing, trusting your body, trusting the results. All right, I hope you're ready to get started. I trust you are. We'll start right here with the setup point. Abundance. Abundance. Why does it feel so scary or fearful or overwhelming to talk about abundance? Good job. Keep breathing. We'll make sure as I talk and go through these that you have a chance to repeat after me. Abundance. Abundance. Why does it feel so scary to think or talk about money? On the top of your head, there never seems to be enough money. And I get so consumed in lack and scarcity thinking. I don't know why, but money feels like a hard concept for me. Almost like having a healthy money mindset is impossible. Or like I'm resisting money. It's like calling in money isn't an option for me, isn't available for me. It feels like I can never get ahead. I might have a win and take a few steps forward, but then it feels like I take a few steps back. My world feels anything less than abundant. And it feels like money comes easy to everyone else. I don't know why money feels hard for me. I don't know why I resist money. Money feels fleeting. And I instantly get overwhelmed when I think about money. And then I think about bills. I get exhausted before I can even begin. And next thing I know, it feels like I'm sabotaging everything with money. Good job. Take a deep breath. I want you to check in with yourself. Keep breathing. And I want you to think about where you're at on that scale of 1 to 10. I want you to rate yourself. We're going to tap out one more time. Continue to tap out those limiting beliefs. And I want you just to rate yourself, and I want you to notice the shift that's taking place as that number starts to drastically decrease, as your body starts to feel a little bit more calm, a little bit more receptive, a little bit more open. Wonderful job. I feel overwhelmed with money. Even when it feels like I make progress, then I remember I'm not. It feels like money should come more naturally to me. Like I should be good with it. Like it should be easy. But realistically, I feel like I'll never make enough. I never feel worthy enough for money, no matter how hard I try. It feels like I have to work really hard for money. I feel like the only way to call in money is hard work. And then I overexert myself and become resentful of it. It's almost like I have to chase money. And then abundance feels like it's moving further and further away from me. And even though money, abundance, and quantum leaps feel way out of my reach, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Money feels hard, and I'm ready for it to be easy. I'm ready for money to flow to me easily and effortlessly. All right, good job. Take a deep breath. And I want you to check in with yourself. If you are below a 3 to 2, you can go ahead and kick it with me as we move forward and start tapping in the positive suggestions. If you still feel pretty high or still feel pretty heightened or other thoughts are coming up that you know you should be tapping out, what I would suggest is you could either pause this and then continue to tap out those thoughts. You know kind of the order at this point. Or you can feel free to rewind and then continue to tap along with me to continue to tap on some of those thoughts that are still stirring for you. For those that are at about a 2, let's go ahead and take a deep grounding breath. You're doing amazing, amazing work. Work that your future self would be so grateful for. It may feel confrontational. It may feel hard. Keep breathing. But it's so worth it. It is so worth it. All right. So let's go ahead and dive in and we'll get started. I'm ready to let my money story go. It doesn't serve me. I desire to have beliefs that align with the success that I desire and deserve. I am ready to allow money to flow to me. I know money can flow to me. Each day, I become a stronger and stronger money magnet because abundance is available to me. I am worthy of abundance. Ultimately, abundance is my birthright. And I open my receiving portal and allow abundance to flow to me. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly. There is always more than enough. Enough love, enough clients, enough success, and enough abundance. I replace my money fear with trust. I trust that I make healthy financial decisions. And I know I'm learning from all of my past decisions and even my past mistakes. I am open and aware of abundance. Every time I receive, I give. And the more I give, the more I get to receive. I am always practicing gratitude because I know gratitude attracts more things to be grateful for. I always protect and honor my energy so I can create room to call in the things that I desire and deserve. There's more than enough to go around. Money is printed every single day. That means I'll never run out of it. I create safety in my body around receiving. Money and faith can coexist in harmony. Impact and income can coexist in harmony. I stand in confidence, knowing and living this. I make room to call in massive amounts of wealth. My services create massive impact and are worthy of matching massive income. Abundance is my new norm. Quantum leaps are my new norm. The manifestation is my new norm. My finances are improving at a rate that's beyond my wildest dream. And my next special check, amazing client, surprise income is as close as my next breath. That was so good. I trust that that served you so well. How are you feeling? Check in with yourself. Take a deep breath and check in with your body. It's interesting, when I tap, even as I listen to like old tapping videos of mine, I start off like really calm and really tuning in. And then all of a sudden I notice a shift in my voice and my energy and my pace because I start to feel so good. And this is why tapping has literally become a non-negotiable in my routine. This morning when I started to have that headache and I took the medicine, I instantly felt that shift. Right now, I felt an instant shift. And I trust that you felt that instant shift as well. And I see the power of tools like this. And this is why I love weaving it into the work that I do and into my personal life. Like I am a living, walking, breathing version of my own kind of client that I want to work with because I practice these tools too. And I make them a non-negotiable part of my routine. So I challenge you to do the same. Like you see the process, you see the sequence, you see the order. Tap on some other things that are coming up. Maybe it's around confidence. Maybe it's a limiting belief like fear or something that you have. I tapped with a client recently on the fear of public speaking so that she could go to an event. I tapped with another client on the fear of showing up, live. And we tapped about that, the fear of calling in clients. The overwhelm with making decisions. There's tons of different things that you can tap on, and I challenge you to utilize this because you have this tool literally at the tip of your hand, right? That you can access and utilize at any given point, and it is so profound, so impactful, so transformative, okay? So before you go, I want to check in with you, right? I want you to think about where are you now, okay? So when you started off, you were feeling a certain way about abundance. And I want you to think about kind of how you're feeling now after we tapped through it. And then I want you to check in with yourself and think about where you desire to be. Here's a secret that I want to tell you. What is desired by you is destined for you. What is desired by you is available for you. Your desires are not there in vain. There is a reason that they landed in your heart, right? I don't desire to skydive. There's a reason that that hasn't landed in my heart, okay? There's a reason that that desire landed in your heart. And here's what else I need you to know. Your desires are a safe form of guidance, showing you the path to get to where it is that you ultimately desire to go. And I want you to lean in and start to trust yourself. Tools like tapping and things like that allow you to really align your mind with it, because here's the thing. We live in a society where we want to force or effort our way to the success that we want. And we try to operate out of desperation. And then we end up burning ourselves out and we're exhausted. And then we're bitter, like, well, why does so-and-so have all this success and all this abundance? And I'm working 3 jobs and I can't figure it out. That was me. Just a few short years ago, I was working 2 jobs, raising my kid, well, full-time job, a part-time job, raising my kids, getting my doctorate full-time. And I felt like I was burning the candle at both ends. I was always on the brink of burnout. I was always irritable and short-tempered with my kids. It was too much. It became too much and I became burned out, exhausted, and resentful. And I don't want that for you. And this is why I always tell people, you could have all the systems, all the strategies, and all the support in the world. You could have all the hustle, effort, and hard working behind you in the world. But if your mind isn't aligned, it is going to be darn near impossible to get to where you want to be. Effort, force, hoping, wishing, and waiting are not enough. They're not enough. You have to align your energy and your mind to get to where it is you want to be. And this is why these tools become so powerful and so impactful, okay? So give yourself permission to dream. Think about where it is you desire to go. Think about the abundance you desire to call in. And I want you to remind yourself that that's available for you. It is beyond available for you. I thought about me as a Black woman in this space, as a single mom who grew up with a single mom, who grew up in poverty. I didn't think anything like this would be available for me. But I broke those limiting beliefs and those blocks to see what else was out there. And I vowed to myself that once I figured it out, I wouldn't leave another single willing woman stuck. Somebody who was ready to learn, I would not dare leave them stuck. And so this is why I'm here in front of you, because I want to show you what's available for you, okay? So this is one of the things that we talk about inside the Elevate Method certification program, because we go in the depth with some of the most transformational, powerful, life-changing modalities. And you essentially get to build an amazing and massive toolbox of tools that you can pull from, that you can access and use, and not only use in your own life, but also weave into the work that you do, which helps you to really be the impactful coach that you're called to be, that helps you to create transformation that lasts longer, goes deeper, and happens quicker, just like with tapping. So if you want to know more about the Elevate Method certification program, definitely check out your email. There's all the details there. You are going to love it. For now, I just want to say thank you so much. I'm going to copy my picture. Thank you so much for joining me today. It was an honor to have you here. I don't take it lightly that you said yes and that you showed up today. It's a big deal, but make sure that you also show up tomorrow. And I can't wait to see you then. Let's make it an awesome day, guys, and make sure that you just take some time to really care for yourself, because you did a lot of powerful work today. And I just want to honor that decision. So let's talk to you tomorrow.